amount that you're willing to give tonight or to pledge. So I want to start out with 5,000. Because there are some people in this room who they understand suffering. You know, so some people in this room, you have a child or you got a relative who had to have an operation, okay, or who was in jail and you had to bail them out, okay, and you had to pay that money and you wanted them out of jail, or you wanted that operation to take place and you paid for it. So is there anybody in this room who would like to make a pledge of 5,000? Just raise your hand like that. And when you raise your hand, you know, raise it with the napkin so I can see it, like that. Okay? So is anybody here would like to make a pledge to the Mumtahina Corporation? Sister, do you have now 2 houses or 3? You have 3 houses or 2?
She has 2.
2 houses.
On a 3rd.
Working on the 3rd. So, is anybody here would like to make a pledge of 5,000? 5,000 once, 5,000 twice, 5,000 3 times? Nobody? It's okay. I'm not angry, I'm not surprised. So let's go all the way down to 1,000. Because certainly there are some business women, there are some business men, there are some entrepreneurs in this room. Brother, what's that box for? Okay, just hold that for a minute. Because once you start breaking out the boxes, people start thinking dollars. Okay, I'll just give me one moment, brother, inshallah, just as a strategy, please. So let's go down to 1,000. How many people in this room would be willing to pay, to pledge $1,000 towards relieving the suffering and the special set of circumstances of these homeless women? Would you just raise your hand, please? Just raise the envelope like this. I mean, this here napkin. There's one. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you, Ashley. May Allah bless you. May Allah reward you. May Allah sustain your means of living. May Allah bless your family. May Allah protect you. May Allah preserve all the good things that you have. And may Allah give increase for what you have given. So we got 1,000 pledged right now. Anybody else would like to pledge 1,000? Please raise your hand. Just let me see it so I can count it. There's another 1,000 right there. May Allah bless you, Akhi. If you're not married, may Allah bless you to get married. And when you do get married, may your wife get pregnant right away. With twins. So that's 2,000. Anybody else like to give 1,000? Anybody else would like to give 1,000? We're asking for 1,000. That's where we're at right now. Anybody else would like to give 1,000? Now, when you say you want to give 1,000, we're asking you to pay that today. Because people who are hungry and homeless, they appreciate pledges, but it ain't going to stop that cold out there. So when you make a pledge, we ask you to pay it right away. Because, brothers and sisters, let me tell you some dynamics. Once you walk out that door, whatever pledge you made, Shaitan is heavy. He's slick. He's slick. He's going to start reminding you about a lot of stuff that you got to pay. When you get home, your wife say, you pledge what? So whatever you pledge, you say, Uqsum billah, I swear by Allah. Because when you swear by Allah, that swear is going to keep it fresh for you. Anybody else would like to pay 1,000? We got 2,000 so far. Bismillah, bismillah, bismillah. Anybody else would like to pay 1,000? Did I miss any hands? Just hold an envelope so I can see it. Anybody else would like to pledge? If you can't pay it tonight, you can pledge the 1,000 and you can pay the 1,000 in 90 days. You can pay it, you know, as soon as you can. You know, if you pay it in 90 days, $1,000 paid in 90 days or paid in 12 weeks, 1,000? May Allah reward you, sister. May Allah reward you. That's 3,000. Allahu Akbar. Anybody else would like to pledge 1,000? 1,000 going once? 1,000 going twice? Okay, let's go down to 500. Now 500, brothers and sisters, let's put $500 in proper context. See? If some sisters in this room here, if you got a real Gucci bag, or one of them Louis bags, you know Louis? You got one of them real Louis bags? One of them real Gucci bags? They start at about $300. And if you got the whole set, it's about $750. That's just to be some bling bling. Okay? And if you own an iPhone, you know, like the 5S or the 4S or whatever you call it, with 64 gigabytes and all that there, how much did you pay for it? At least $500, just for you to be able to talk and to do some texting and stuff like that. And guess what? If you lose your iPhone, it'd be like you'd be ready to pass out. But you're going to have one. You're going to have an Android or you're going to have an iPhone. And even I seen some kids on the bus stop the other day. I seen some kids on a bus stop. He got a Samsung that's bigger than his head. And he on the bus stop. So even young kids got phones that cost $500 because their parents want them to have that phone because the kids keep asking. You can't be giving your kids, you know that little phone, I forgot which one it is, that little one that flip open that people was using like around 10 years ago. You can't give your kids one of them for no birthday gift. They think you're crazy.
That's right.
They giving kids in the schools today iPads. So we at 500 now, brothers and sisters. That's where we're at. How many people would like to give $500? Please hold this up, please. Let me count. $500. One. May Allah reward you for that. $500. Anybody else would like to give $500? There's another $500 back over here. May Allah bless you. So that's 5 and 5. That's another 1,000. So we at 4,000 now. Anybody else would like to give $500? Please raise your hand with the napkin so I can see it. Anybody else would like to give $500? Brothers and sisters, you're not pledging $500 to any one person. You're not giving $500 to me. You're not giving $500. This money is not going to any person. This is going to relieve the suffering and the special set of circumstances for those women and their children who are homeless right now. Anybody else would like to give $500? Please raise your hands. Another $500 back there. May Allah reward you for that. May Allah reward you. May Allah bless you. May Allah provide for you beyond what you even asked for. Anybody else would like to give $500? $500 going once, $500 going twice. Anyone else would like to give $500? Anyone else? Okay, so now we are at now 4,500. That's what we have collected. Now I understand some people in this room may not want to announce themselves. And that's your choice. But you know, the Prophet ﷺ said there's a time for this and there's a time for that. So there is a time to give in secret. But there's a time when giving in open will help others to give and motivate others to give. That's this time right now. So anyone else would like to give $500? $500 is like $1.50 a day if you count it by the year. That's all it is. Not even $1.50. It's like about $1.25. That's all it is. $1.25 a day. That's all it's costing you for the rest of the year. Anybody else would like to give $500? Going once, going twice? Let's go down to $300. $300 is less than $1 a day. And brothers and sisters, most people in the third world, that's what the Europeans call it. Most people in the third world, they live off of $1 a day. Did you know that? 78% of the world's population lives off of $1 a day. So what we're asking you for now is how many people will give $300? Please hold your hands up like this here. Who will give 3? Raise your hands. Anybody would like to give $300?
Excuse me, brother. Can we do it collectively as a team?
Sure. We're going to do that last. Anybody would like to give $300? Just please hold, because you know I got on these reading glasses and I can't see that well. I'm 67, so just that's 300 right there. MashaAllah. That's 300. Anybody else would like to give 300? Anybody else would like to give 300? 300 going once, 300 going twice. Okay. Let's go down to 100. go down to 100. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Good. So let's go down to 100. You know, when we say 100, everybody should just stand up and just hold up 2 hands. Because 100 is like, if you take your friends out to Red Lobster, you take 3 of your friends out to Red Lobster, you just spent $100. And we like to do that every now and then. Well, those sisters in the street, they don't need no Red Lobster. They just need to be someplace that's warm and safe. And that's what we're asking for. How many people would like to give 100? Will you raise your hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Anybody else? We got 6 100s, 7. So 700 plus 4,800 is 5,700. That's 5,700. Now, I know other people will give whatever they're going to give. But what we want to do now is, we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We got about people at about 26 tables here. What we're going to do now is we want to take out 10 minutes. I want everybody to sit at a table to just talk. See what you can come up with at your table. Just let's take 10 minutes, take you a drink of that water that's on the table, take a deep breath, and talk to each other, look at each other, and talk to each other, and figure what your table is going to come up with. Because we got 26 tables. And I'm sure that 26 tables, people talking to each other sincerely, they will come up with something. Now, brothers and sisters, we are grateful for whatever we collect. And we don't want to say that our target was 100,000, and we're not grateful to get whatever we get, because those women are going to be grateful, and we are grateful. So for the next 5 minutes or so, brothers and sisters, I would ask you that, I know some of you might have appointments and other things you have to do, but you can just bear with us for another 15 minutes or so. We're going to wrap things up. Food is going to be on the table, and we're going to be out of here after you finish eating. So please, take this 7 minutes that you got left and talk to each other and see what you can come up with. And then we're going to come back, and I'm going to go to each one of these tables, and I'm going to find out what every table has to offer, inshallah. While you're talking, I'm going to take me a drink of water. Assalamu alaikum. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm coming.
about 2 minutes that's left, and I'm going to start walking around and just to each table and finding out what we have collected.